Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Radha Chandra, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Radha Chandra, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Radha Chandra, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then glanced with mercy at the Muslim governor, giving him assurance. He asked him to chant the holy names Krishna and Hari. The Muslim governor then said, "Since you have so kindly accepted me, please give me some orders so that I can render you some service." If one is purified by following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's orders, that is, by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one must certainly be eager to render service to the Lord. This is the test. When one engages enthusiastically in the Lord's service, it is to be understood that he is reaping the results of chanting the names of Krishna and Hari. The Muslim governor then prayed for liberation from the unlimited sinful reactions he had previously incurred by being envious of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and killing cows. Purport: by chanting the holy names of Krishna and Hari, one is certainly liberated from the reactions to such sinful activities as killing cows or insulting Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. It is most sinful to kill cows and insult Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The karma incurred by such activity is very great, but one can immediately nullify all this karma by surrendering to Lord Krishna and chanting his holy name. After being released from one's sinful reactions, karma, one becomes eager to serve the Lord. This is the test. Since the Muslim governor was immediately purified in the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he could utter the names of Krishna and Hari. Therefore, he was eager to render some service, and the Lord, eager to fulfill his desires, immediately had the devotee Mukunda Datta inform the governor that there was some service to render. Mukunda Datta then told the Muslim governor, "My dear sir, he is here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wishes to go to the bank of the Ganges. Please give him all assistance so that he can go there. This is your first great order, and if you can comply, you will render a great service." After this, the Muslim governor offered prayers to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to the lotus feet of all his devotees. Then the governor departed. Indeed, he was very pleased. Before the governor left, the Mahapatra embraced him and offered him many gifts. He thus established a friendship with him. The next morning, the governor sent his secretary with many nicely decorated boats to bring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the other side of the river. The Mahapatra crossed the river with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when they reached the other shore, the Muslim governor personally received the Lord and worshipped his lotus feet. One of the boats had been newly constructed, and it had a room in the middle. It was on this boat that they put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the Mahapatra. Standing on the riverbank and looking at the boat, the Mahapatra began to cry. The Muslim governor then personally accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of pirates, the governor took 10 boats full of 9 soldiers. The Muslim governor accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu past Mantreshwara. This place was very dangerous due to pirates. He took the Lord to a place named Pichalda, which was near Mantreshwara. The very wide mouth of the Ganges, near present-day Diamond Harbour, was called Mantreshwara. Through the Ganges, the boat entered the Rupa Narayan River and reached the village of Pichalda. Pichalda and Mantreshwara are located very close together. After passing Mantreshwara, the Muslim governor accompanied the Lord as far as Pichalda. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade the governor farewell. The intense ecstatic love exhibited by the governor cannot be described. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the Muslim governor at Vichalda. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami here and states that the governor experienced symptoms of ecstatic love due to being separated from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The symptoms, he admits, cannot be described. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are all uncommon. Whoever listens to his activities becomes glorious, and his life becomes perfect. The Lord finally reached Panihati, and as an act of mercy, gave the captain of the boat one of his personal garments. The place called Panihati is located on the bank of the Ganges. After hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had arrived, all kinds of men assembled, both on land and on the water. The village of Panihati is situated on the banks of the Ganges near Kadadaha. At length, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken away by a Raghava Pandit. There was a great crowd assembled along the way, and the Lord reached Raghava Pandit's residence with great difficulty. The Lord stayed at Raghava Pandit's place for only one day. The next morning, he went to Kumarahat, where Srivas Thakur lived. The present name of Kumarahata is Halishahara. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, Srivas Thakur left Navadvip due to separation from him and went to Halishahara to live. From Kumarahata, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Kanchanapali, also known as Kamshadapada, where Shivananda Sain lived. After staying 2 days at Shivananda's house, the Lord went to the house of Vasudeva Datta. From there he went to the western side of Navadvip, to the village called Vijayanagara. From Vijayanagara he went to Kuliyagam and stayed at Madhavadas's house. He stayed there 1 week and excused the offences of Devananda and others. Due to Kaviraj Goswami's mentioning the name of Shantipuracharya, some people think that Kulia is a village near Kamchadapada. Due to this mistaken idea, they invented another place known as New Kulia-Yarapata. Actually, such a place does not exist. Leaving the house of Vasudeva Datta, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Advaita Acharya. From there he went to the western side of Navadvip, to Vijayanagara, and stayed at the house of Vidyavaschasvati. These accounts are given in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natika, and Chaitanya Charita Kavya. Srila Kaviraj Goswami has not vividly described this entire tour. Therefore, on the basis of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, some unscrupulous people have invented a place called Kuliyarapata near Kanchapada. From the house of Srivas Thakur, the Lord went to the house of Shivananda Sain, and then to the house of Vasudeva Datta. The Lord remained some time at the house of Vidyavaschasvati, but then, because it was too crowded, he went to Kulia. The house of Vidyavachaspati was located at Vidyanagara, which was near Koladvik, Kulia. It was here that Devananda Pandit was residing. This information is found in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, chapter 21. In the Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natika, following statement is given about Kulia. Tata Kumar Hate Shivas Pandit Vatyam Yayo. From there the Lord went to the house of Shivas Pandit in Kumara. Tato Dwai Savatim Abiyatya Arida Sena Bandhitas Tatai Vartmana Nava Vipasya Parikulia Namakran Madhavadas Vatyam Utir Navan Evam Sapta Dinan Tatra Siva Nas Tatta Vartmana Eva Kali Tavan. From the house of Srivas Acharya, the Lord went to the house of Advaita Acharya, where he was offered obeisances by Haridas Thakur. The Lord then took a boat to the other side of the Navadvip to a place called Kulia, where he stayed 7 days at the house of Madhavadas. He then proceeded along the banks of the Ganges. In the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is stated, Anye du Sashri Navadvip Pume Tare Gangam Paschime Papi Deshe Shriman Sarvapanam Tad Angar Netranandam Samyug Agatya Tene. The Lord went to the eastern side of the Ganges at Navadvip, and everyone was pleased to see the Lord come. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda, chapter 3, it is stated, Sarva Parishad Sangye Shri Gora Sundara Achambite Ashi Uttarila Tanagara. The Lord suddenly came to Vijayanagara with a full party and stayed there in the house of Vidyavastraspati. Navadvip Thus throughout Navadvip, the Lord's arrival was made known. Chaspati Nyasa Kudam, thus the chief of all the sannyasis, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, arrived at the house of Vidyavastraspati. As further stated, Ananta Arbuda Loka Bali Hari Hari Kalilena De Kivara Goranga Sri Hari Patanahi Payakeo Lokera Kahale Aladala Pangi Lokera Sadikale. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Vidyavastraspati's house, many hundreds of thousands of people went to see him and chant the holy name of Hari. It was so crowded that people could not even find a place to walk. Thereby they made room by clearing out the jungles near the village. Many roads were automatically excavated, and many people also came by boat to see the Lord. So many came that it was difficult for the boatmen to get them across the river. When Vidyavastraspati suddenly arrived, he made arrangements for many boats to receive these people. But the people would not wait for the boats. Somehow or other they crossed the river and hurried towards the house of Vidyavastraspati. Due to this great crowd, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu secretly went to Kulia Nagar. After the Lord left Vidyanagara, however, all the people heard news of his leaving. They then accompanied Vachaspati to Kulia Nagar. Since the news of the Lord's arrival was immediately broadcast, large crowds arrived and greeted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great jubilation. Indeed, when the crowd went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it increased 10,000 times in number. No one could say how many people crossed the river to see him. Many hundreds of thousands made a great tumult when crossing the river Ganges. After crossing the river, everyone began to embrace one another because they heard the good news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival. Thus all the inhabitants of Kulia, the sinful intermediate, and spiritually advanced, were delivered and glorified by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As stated in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam, chapter 6, Pranayada Padakakyu Parulokachya Gangara O Parakabu Yayena Kuliya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed through Kanayoda, Padagachi, and Dogachia, and then crossed the Ganges before arriving in Kuliya. As stated in the Chaitanya Manga, Gangasan Kari Prabhu Radha Deshabiya Krame Uttarila Nagara Kuliya Mayara Pachana Puna Gelana Vidita Parakona Gata Nija Vadira Samipa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked through Radhadesh and gradually arrived at the Ganges. After bathing in the river, he crossed it and went to Kuliya. Because he had promised his mother he would return to Nandi, he went to the Barakona Ghat, a village near her house. In the commentary of Prabhupada, it is said, Nadiyara Majhakana Sakala Lokete Dane Kuleya Pahadapura Namastana. Everyone knows that in the middle of Nadia is a village named Kuliya Pahadapura. Sri Narahari Chakravarti and Ganesham Das has written in his Bhakti Ratnakara. Kuliya Pahadapura Eka Srinivasa Pure Kola Dvipa Parvata Ya E Prachara. He said, "Oh Srinivas, just see the town of Kuliya Pahadapura, which was previously known as Kola Dvipa." In a book named Navaji Varika, also written by Ganesham Das, it is stated, Kuliya Pahadapura Rama Purya Kola Dvipa Parvata Kyananda Nam. The town of Kuliya Pahadapura was previously named Koladu Parvata Kyananda. Therefore, one can conclude that the present-day city of Navadvip, the place is known as Bahirdi, Kolera Ganja, Kola Amada, Kolera Daha, Yada Kali, etc., are known as Kuliya, but the so-called Kuliyara Pata is not the original Kuliya. Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada.